Welcome back to Totally Original Let's Play.
Welcome to the video game where we play things. Hey.
Oh, really?
V-Kong.
Really?
V-Kong?
Do you even recognize what you just did?
What?
That was the Yahtzee thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like,
That's what I was thinking too, actually. It was...
I don't know what the lyrics are to that, but
it's good watching.
Yeah. Speaking of which, dude, this is something that I didn't actually even know this until just pretty recently. I don't know what that is. It's not a blood dragon.
No, it's a giant monster.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and fess up. I didn't know this until very recently. It's gonna make me seem like a pleb, but the
It's a kaju.
Dude, oh my god, it is.
That looks like straight out of Pacific Rim.
Right. I've never seen either one, so.
Go on.
But so the cool thing. Did I say cool thing? Yeah, cool thing. Or did I mean to say cool thing? Cool thing.
Watching the show that has cool things.
Yahtzee did an episode on. What was it? I can't remember what it was. What game he was reviewing.
Yes, and?
Oh, it was Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
That game with the shitty controls.
Yeah. That's what it's known for.
And and the shitty save mechanic. You can't save unless you sleep until like halfway through the game, where you find out the recipe for a potion of saving.
That's great.
And it's like, no, that's not great because you die all the time, and so.
No, I mean that's so stupid.
Yeah, and there's no checkpoints, so you sometimes will die and lose, an hour, 2 hours of progress because the game literally didn't allow you to save.
Alright, let's do our new thing.
Okay, Knuckle Duster.
Enter Miami. This is. Alright, so now they have one with Hotline Miami.
No. I think this is just supposed to be a reference to Hotline Miami.
Okay, that's nice.
But the in that episode, one of the things that he talked about was how the Steam community, the people on the Steam forums were complaining, like a lot of people are complaining about the save system, and then the people on the Steam forums are like messaging on there and trying to talk to the developer, saying, don't get rid of the save mechanic, don't make it like streamlined or anything, because that'll make it open to like plebs and noobs and shit, and we don't want them to play this game. It's not multiplayer or anything. They want to be able to say, we play this hard game and you guys are wimpy pussies that don't know how to play hard games. And he was like, to all of you people who are saying stuff like that, fuck you, you're the problem. And
who was saying this?
Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation.
Really?
And then he said, I never should have called you guys PC Master Race. The name I should have come up with was PC cum guzzling sacks of shit or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, in that moment I was like, excuse me? And I looked up PC Master Race, and he invented that term.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, dude, he's a legend. That's insane.
I watched that video when it came out, I remember.
The Witcher 1 review? That's where it was, the Witcher 1 review in 2008.
I've been watching Zero Punctuation since like 2008.
Dude, it's like, I had no idea. That makes him so much more badass.
This one's.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, maybe you don't have to.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I could go down. Yeah, Yahtzee's fucking. Yeah, Yahtzee's the shit, dude. I wanted to read a couple of his books.
He's got books.
Yeah, he's got books. There's he's got like the science fiction novel called Jam, about a town that is like some dude wakes up and the town's completely covered in jam. And then there's another one too. There's another one.
Strawberry jam.
Yeah, strawberry jam.
Oh my god, dude.
And then there's another one about like living in. It's like a dude in an MMO, and it's like an MMO story, but it's again they're all comedy stories. Yeah. And I've wanted to read them, but and I think he has more. But yeah, he's written at least 2.
That's great, dude. He seriously is like one of my favorite content creators because the I like how she's got a fucking mask on too, even though she's just giving support. But the reason being, I think that he does what a lot of people try to do but don't end up doing very well, and that is shitting on games without pissing me off. Right? Like, he can shit on some of my favorite games, and it doesn't even matter. Because it's so... His brand of satire is perfect. Because it's like, you can clearly tell that he is doing that to piss me off, you know, and people like me who enjoy the game. But also, you can't argue that there's a lot of truth. Like, his opinions are really well formulated, and there's a lot of truth to what he's saying. Like, he's not just gonna shit on something.
He does an actual review, but he just does it in a funny way.
He's not gonna just shit on something because he's like, haha, I shit on your favorite game, you know. But like, I don't know, he just does it really, really well, and I really, really enjoy that. Look at that. Now we're in our seat.
There are some games. It is very rare for him to like games. There are some that he.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking stupid. The controls are like reversed.
Oh. Is it stupid though?
But yeah, like I remember he even for games that he likes, he'll admit to liking them, but he'll still shit on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the part of the review.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I do here?
I don't know. Click both the sticks down or something?
Oh, that was that. All right.
Sure,
Okay. All right. Bye.
But I really, and some of the things that he says, about games, like I have, like Gears of War 4. I'm not a huge fan of Gears of War, and Gears of War 4 came with my, you just climb up the wall. I don't know. Gears of War 4 came with my Xbox One. And I promptly traded that shit in because I did not like it. I thought it was super boring. And yeah, you know, some people are gonna argue with me that, well, it's because you don't really like Gears of War, so why would you like this? I mean, I've only barely played Gears of War 1, and I've never played Gears of War 2, 3, or Judgment. So, well, you're obviously not the target demographic. Yeah. Yes, I understand that, but I should still be able to jump into this game.
That is true.
Free from those and be able to enjoy it. But it's not the story that I didn't like, boys. It's the fact that it was boring. The
gameplay in those games campaigns has always been boring.
Yeah, well, and that's why I played Gears of War 1, like, you know, 2 or 3 missions, and like, this game is too boring.
I played them as a kid, and I don't think I could ever play them again now, because they're just not that fun.
Right. But his review articulated my experience so perfectly. Like, he was like, this game's so fucking boring, and because that's how he talks now. This game is so fucking boring.
He's like, this game is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it.
But the best part about it is that he even extended that to, like, where I hadn't even thought of what he was talking about yet. You know, one of the things that he said was, the game is gorgeous. It looks really, really good. And he was like, it makes you really wonder how the level designers feel, like, and the texture artists feel from the fact that they made these beautiful textures and created these amazing levels.
For which game?
And for Gears of War 4.
Oh yeah,
and it doesn't fucking matter. And it doesn't fucking matter because you basically just run right over it as a fucking giant meathead with a gun and don't pay attention to any of it. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even think of that. Like, that game is absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, they kind of like,
but it's
a waste, game. Right? Like, yeah, because that's not. No one is gonna fucking do that. No one is gonna sit there and take in the sights, you know.
I mean,
the kind of game it is.
I love the Halo series, but Gears of War never really.
What does Halo have to do with Gears of War?
Well, they're fucking both flagship franchises, and they're both dude bro games.
I guess. I like Halo though. I will say I do not like Halo 1.
Really?
I do not like that game. I went through it on the Master Chief Collection. I played Halo 3 on the 360 probably shortly after it came out on my brother's 360. I enjoyed it, but I hadn't played Halo 1 or 2. and that was basically it as far as Halo goes. I played a little bit of ODST, and I played a little bit of Reach, whatever.
Right.
And then I ended up buying a copy of Halo 1, Halo 4, Halo ODST, and Halo Reach, only to not ever play them because they were on the 360, and this was in like 2016. I couldn't be bothered to play my 360. And then when I got my Xbox One, one of the first games I got was the Master Chief Collection, because I was like, all right, I'm gonna go through these, and here's the perfect way to do it. Played through Halo 1 and thought it was one of the most boring fucking excuses for a first-person shooter I've ever played. And the argument that no. The argument that everyone has is, but it may not.
Really like that game,
even
so
if you agree, or even if you agree that it hasn't aged well, there's still the argument that it did so much for first-person shooters, and I would say, but how did it do more for first-person shooters than the first-person shooters that came before it? That's my question. Games like Half-Life, games like Unreal Tournament, games like Doom, games like Far Cry. Did Far Cry come out before Halo?
I don't
Maybe
know.
around the same time. Games like Crysis. Like, how did Halo do any of this stuff any better than those games? Right?
The argument.
I mean, look at fucking like Shadow Warrior, Duke Nukem. Those games, it's the same kind of thing, right? Linear level design with.
The argument is that it did a lot for shooters on console.
I guess.
Because before Halo 1, there weren't any shooters on console that had really, really tight controls.
I guess.
Yeah, there was like Medal of Honor and shit on PS1, but like that wasn't...
yeah, I would argue that Medal of Honor was more influential for console shooters than that is, because Medal of Honor was I think the first console shooter to use dual stick layout. For aiming as one stick and movement as the other stick.
On
PS1.
On the PS1 one?
Yeah. Yeah, on PlayStation 1.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, to me, you are right.
Halo 1 had really tight controls, and that was what pushed
first-person shooters forward in the sense that people on consoles were now getting a taste of what people on PC had been getting for years. Yeah. Like a decade, But my argument is that if you're going to play any Halo, start with Halo 2. Because Halo 1 is completely inconsequential. Like, the story, sure, read up on it, or whatever. Although, I would argue that the story in Halo 1, 2, and 3 is basically the exact same across the board. Of fight the Covenant, Cortana, and then the Flood, and then do it all again.
Halo 2 has the most interesting story, I will say that, of all of them. So.
It's still... We're bringing the Flood back,
Yeah, exactly.
But to me, I just feel like...
We're tripping now?
Sure, dude.
That's what it says?
I just feel like the Halo as a franchise is still really good, but I do not appreciate Halo 1. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that was weird.
Super bizarre. I think Halo 2 is really where you should start
weird.
that. And Halo 3 is really good. Halo 4 I haven't beaten, so
Halo 4 isn't as bad as people say, but
and I never beat Reach.
I've heard not good things about the fifth one.
And I just got ODST pretty recently on the Master Chief Collection, so I
like ODST.
Haven't had a chance to go through that yet, but I've heard that it's fantastic.
It's a short little one though,
so
you can finish it in 4 hours. It's a good game.
But I just feel like there's so many Halo games, might as well just
there are so many.
Skip Halo 1 and jump right to the good stuff.
Yeah. you can I mean, I can't say anything because I love Halo 1. I still think it's a great game. But how
much of that is nostalgia?
No.
Because I have zero nostalgia.
I actually think it just holds up really well as a game. Like, I think that's just my preference. I just like it as a game.
Yeah, obviously, you also played it as a kid.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's all
kid.
nostalgia. I'm just saying I think it's a good game.
How can you tell me?
Because I just think it holds up well and is a fun game. You can't prove that it's not nostalgia.
You can't prove that it... That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't prove that it's not. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, next time on Totally Original Let's Play, we will continue to trip balls, and we will also continue to... What the
I guess just trip balls. Anyways,
I guess, yeah. Anyways, bye. Click on the left to watch the next video in this series once it's uploaded.
Click on the right to watch another game that we played if you like this.
Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so that you get notified when we upload new videos.
And I told him we don't know this place.